Coach Angel Martinez from the Coastal Sports Network. We spoke last week preparing for this match. You had talked about it, and it was going to be tough against the Gators. Gators played really well, and now 3-1, same record as you guys are for the match here. Early on, penalties were the big killer this evening. What went wrong as far as what you learned from practice, how you got everything measured up? It's just the penalties were the biggest killers in at least the first half of the match.
Yeah, I mean, we had 9 penalties. They scored 5 goals off of them. So, you kind of look at that ratio. I think that's a big deal. It's discipline. We have a young team. We got to be more disciplined. That's not where you want to turn your possessions over. And so, yeah, I think that's the name of the game is just discipline. We've got to learn. They knew how to draw that. I mean, they worked the call a lot of times with, how they were drawing it, and we have to be able to adjust to that and just be more disciplined.
At least the first loss of the season is out of the way.
Yeah.
So you take that and kind of shrug it off your shoulders and just learn from this. The other big thing too was Pagano, no matter how many goals that were given up tonight, which I would say was 18, she still showed toughness. That was the one thing. You have some goalies that just kind of, they mail in for a night. She seemed like she wanted to carry on and played well. Defensively, kind of tough transitions this evening. That's the biggest thing I think I picked up on tonight. And obviously with just, you're looking at 38 shots against Pagano, 27 against on the goal. But again, only 18 goals. Good thing was you trailed by 7, you lost by 7, but just learning lessons coming off of this match, getting prepared for the next one.
Yeah, I mean, I think that, we won that second quarter, so we had some momentum going in. I would have liked to have seen us get more possessions off the draw. That seems to be a real bread and butter for us. But Paige, she's a 5th year. She has a lot of experience. We have a very young group in front of her, and she was able to keep their composure and poise, when there were mistakes happening, to try to just continue to solve problems. And I appreciate that about her leadership. We'll go back and watch some film and learn from it. But, I think overall it was, they once that first quarter was done, we sat in and, when you look at the quarters, we lost by 1 in the 4th, lost by 2 in the 3rd. We won the 2nd. It was that first quarter we lost 6-1. And as you could see, we were a different team, trying to really figure out what our pace of play was going to be. And, that's just our youth. I always say try not to play the ranking. But, I think we started off just a little slow and tight, and we need to just be able to come in a little bit more confident there. But, Paige saw a lot of shots, and we, good for us to, be able to stay in the game and prevent more goals than based off the shots that they had.
And you also mentioned too in the last game, in the last match here, about the scouting report, and some of the players you have. Chepnick once again end up with 5, I believe, for tonight, 10th for the season. So even though the scouting report, Gators seemed to do their homework, but nonetheless she was still able to at least come across for the goal here on the pitch. And the other thing too we had mentioned on the last game or the last match was the draws. Lost in the draws. Tonight the same thing again for the second match in a row. How much of a learning curve is going to be on that coming off for the next home game coming up here on Sunday?
Yeah, I mean, they took Jules out of Juliana George out. They marked her out.
Yeah.
And we only had 1 assist, and our offense generates usually more assists. So we had to pivot and try to get our Dodgers involved, and that's where Sophia really had a great game today. For the draw, we threw a lot of different matchups at them. I wish I would have maybe switched out Sophia at the end, but her pocket was really hard to contend with. I was thinking of maybe taking a timeout to do a stick check because it looked illegal to me, but you have to forego a timeout. So we just kept trying to strategize, and she's a great self-draw specialist, and we've got to watch that film, and we got to practice it a lot more and try to develop more players in that area.
Well, good luck coming up to Sunday.
Thank you.
Coach.
Appreciate it.
Yes, that was nice.
Okay.
You hung with one of the best teams in the nation today. What does that say about the foundation that you guys are building at USF?
Yeah, I just think they're very resilient. This group. It's no matter how much pressure we're putting on as coaches or the game's putting on them, they stay locked in to strategizing the game and trying to figure out, how to dictate and follow the game plan. I think this is a great learning opportunity. We have to be able to see these teams to know where we have to get to, because the bottom line is they're not in our conference. And so if we can learn from this and get better to refine us, then when we hit conference play, that's what we're trying to strive for is, conference championship. So I think this opportunity gives us all the information that we need to early in the season, right? Like in the beginning of the season, to really get the work done that we need to before we hit conference.
You said it's early in the season. Do you see this like as a measuring stick, this game as a measuring stick as to where the season is headed, or where you guys are going to focus on practice-wise and stuff like that?
Yeah, we haven't had a great chance to focus on us right now because it's been preparing for each game. We have a little bit more time now, so we'll be able to do some more corrections. It's a great litmus test. We're seeing a lot of different offenses, defenses, so we're getting the experience that we need. We call this the first quarter, and Towson ends that first quarter games for us. And, I think it's a barometer. We change up some card situations here. We get a little bit more discipline. I think we could pull it into a tighter game. And, that's lacrosse is a game of momentum. We can keep that score a little bit tighter. I think that the result could have been a little bit different.
Thank you.
Yeah, thank you.
Thank you, Coach.
Thanks.